Imagine yourself outside on a cool autumn evening when all of a sudden you see a bright red flash of light across the sky and land in a nearby field. Do you investigate? If so, join us as we revisit the legendary mystery of the Flatwoods monster. Hey Wanderers! Welcome back to another Foolish Wanderers podcast, the podcast about anything and everything. Welcome to Spooktober episode 2, where we're revisiting the Flatwoods monster from I think it was a third episode when we first started, and now we're at episode 128, so we've come a little ways. We've gotten better, going back and forth and making quips at each other, so I think I think it'll flow a little bit better this time.
Okay. Like Hollywood, we have run out of ideas and we are now doing reboots.
Okay. I mean, partially, but I was telling one of my friends about our podcast, and I wanted him to listen to the Flatwoods monster episode, and I listened to it and I cringed.
Is it that bad?
It was so bad.
Okay.
It's pretty rough. It's like when we had our old mics and we didn't know how to talk back and forth quite yet, smoothly. We still kind of struggle sometimes, but we've gotten better, and it was very rough. So we're redoing it, and hopefully this one's a little bit easier to listen to.
What do you remember anything from the first that episode, or no?
Kind of. When I was re-looking through research and stuff, I did I was looking through pieces. I found different articles, but there's parts in these new articles that they were missing things that I remembered from the last episode. I don't know. So I had to go back and find my old references and stuff. And it was interesting. But yeah, I kind of when I listened to the episode back, I remembered some of what we talked about in between recordings and stuff. It was interesting. It was kind of a trip down memory lane. It was kind of fun.
All right.
But yeah, I remembered a lot of the story. Some of this is new. Do you remember anything?
No. Nope.
See, I didn't think so.
So a couple concussions in high school basketball will do to you.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Did you remember what it looked like?
I think. You had it on the cover of the
presentation,
cover page of the presentation. So I do remember that it has the spade-looking helmet or something with red eyes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't there something with green smoke?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, good job.
See,
you remember that part.
I remember that much. I remember the essence of it, the vibe that it was that the Flatwoods monster is pushing up, throwing out there. Yeah, the vibes.
Yeah,
but that was about it.
Okay, fair enough. So this will be a fun experience for you too. You can relive it all over again.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, shall we get into it?
Let's do it. Let's dive in with the reboot, the
remix.
Foolish Wanderers reboot.
The reboot versions.
Woo!
Oh goodness. Okay, I think this is the second one we've done a reboot because we did our 100th episode.
Yeah, we did our
125th.
Butterfly effects. Is that what it was? No.
Mandela effects.
That's what it was. But is it butterfly? Is butterfly effects a thing or no?
Yeah, that's a thing. It's a thing where if you change one thing in the past, it ripples to the future and changes a bunch of stuff.
Wasn't that a crappy movie with Ashton Kutcher in there?
There's a movie, I don't know who was in it.
I think it's Ashton Kutcher when he was popular.
Okay.
Man alive, do you remember when we were very little to watch those movies or anything, but do you remember that he was a really big deal in Hollywood, like a teen heartthrob, whatever?
I remember more so when I was in high school, people would talk about him. Okay. But when I was little, I was pretty much just Disney and Nickelodeon. I didn't really watch a lot of other movies or shows or anything, so I wasn't super involved. I didn't know a lot about Hollywood and stars and stuff. So,
well, he was a big deal.
I know this now.
He was a big star.
Yeah.
And the fall off. I don't even know what he does anymore. Does he do anything?
I think he still acts. Aren't he and Mila Kunis together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I still do. He's 40 years old and retired. Yeah, that's fine. He made his money and now he just chills with Mila Kunis. That's cool.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. All right, time for the Flatwoods Monster?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so the Flatwoods Monster, otherwise known as the Braxton County Monster, was first seen on the crisp, cool evening of September 12th, 1952.
I like that they had to get like a better name for it.
Oh, besides the Flatwoods Monster?
Well, like, did they probably started out with the Braxton County monster, and
Oh,
then
sure.
they said, "Oh, we need to zhuzh it up a bit. It's gotta have some pizzazz."
Yeah, so like
Flatwoods monster.
yeah, so Flatwoods is a town in West Virginia. So the same as like if you know Moth Man, he's
Oh
from
yeah,
West Virginia. There's a lot of cryptids in West Virginia.
remote.
Yeah, yep. So the Flatwoods Monster, Flatwoods is a town in West Virginia, and then Braxton County is the county that Flatwoods is in. So it just kind of, and it was seen like around the county, I think. So like I think that's why they called it both.
Okay.
But yeah, same thing.
Flatwoods monster, rolls off the tongue a bit better than the Braxton County, the Braxton County monster.
It makes it more elite sounding.
Uh-huh.
It makes it sound mysterious, yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. So brothers Ed May, who was 13 at the time, Freddie May, who was 12, and their friend Tommy Heyer, who was 10, were playing outside when they saw a bright red light streak across the sky and crash land on a nearby farm. The farm belonged to G. Bailey Fisher. So if I say like Fisher Farm, that's the farm I'm talking about, is the land owned by Bailey Fisher. So spooked, the boys ran inside to tell Ed and Freddie's mom what they saw. Shortly after they relayed what they saw and were begging to go investigate, the three boys, joined by Mrs. Kathleen May, their family dog, a couple of other local kids with the names of Neil Nunley and Ronnie Shaver, and a family friend, West Virginia National Guardsman Eugene Lemon, set off to find the crash site. So there's a whole bunch of people that decided to go. I'm pretty sure, like, when I was doing research, I saw that the boys ran in and told their mom what happened, and they're like, we want to go see what this is. And she's like, okay, but we're only going if we get somebody to go with us that's, like, trained with more, like, he's a National Guardsman, so I don't know if it's, like, military.
Sort of, like
kind of.
disaster, disaster
Yeah.
National
He'd have-
Guard stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, he'd have more experience than just a bunch of kids going to
Right. Anyone really would.
Yeah. Yep.
The milkman would.
Maybe. Yeah. So as the group neared the top of a hill, they saw an egg-shaped craft that was emanating a pulsing red light. The vessel was also oozing a green vapor that stayed low to the ground. The air around them stunk of a strong sulfur smell. The family dog slipped away from the group and ran towards the vessel, where it had a strange reaction to the vapor. It became agitated and distressed. The dog eventually turned around and ran back towards the family home. As the dog ran home, a strange hissing sound started to emanate from the vessel. Guardsman Lemon turned his flashlight in the direction of the hissing, and amongst the trees, they saw a large man-like creature around 10 feet tall and about 4 feet wide, floating in mid-air. It was emitting the same green mist. So the creature seemed to be wearing a dark green cloak made of metal that came up around its head, forming an ace of spades-like shape. It had a red face, glowing yellow eyes, I've also seen red eyes, and seemed to have long talon-like fingers. So the descriptions of like this creature kind of varied depending on like who you ask. These original boys, this group, they thought that like the dress, quote unquote, or the cloak was made of metal. Like it looked like it had like a metal skirt, like a green metal skirt kind of thing. Other people say it was just like fabric. So
Ooh, okay.
it had like a green cloak, but metal fabric, we don't really know for sure. So suddenly, two bright red beams of light shot out of the creature's head about where his eyes should be. The beams seemed to scan the sky. The creature then slowly scanned down until the beams rested on the group of onlookers. The creature then made a loud, menacing hissing sound and floated down from its hiding spot in the trees and glided toward them, the beams from its eyes still on the group. As the creature started to near the group, Lemon dropped his flashlight and ran. He was soon followed by everybody else.
So he just ditched all of them? He ran? Like he just took off?
Yeah, he just like, go! Started sprinting, yeah.
So this National Guard guy left children there?
I'm pretty sure.
And a lady?
From this account, yeah, they're just like, yep, he just took off. Which I mean, yeah, I guess like I don't know if he like, do like that arm, like the dad thing, like scoop everybody like out of the way, with like, your arms, like you're like, get out. Or if he just like sprinted in between them.
I mean, how you read it sounds like he just
bailed.
He said, I just gotta run faster than everybody else.
Yeah. You can't be the slowest.
Dishonorable discharge.
Oh, absolutely. Dang it, Lemon. So when they got back to the Mays home, Miss May called the state police for assistance. While waiting on the police, several of the members of the group fell ill. Some of the members suffered from throat irritation, vomiting, and nausea, which persisted for days. These symptoms were passed off as side effects of hysteria, but it is also worth noting that these are also telltale signs of exposure to mustard gas. The family dog was also sadly in the same condition, so like dizzy, nausea, throwing up, stuff like that.
Man, why do I feel like worse for the dog than I do for
Everybody does. Everybody does.
Why is that though? That's messed up.
Because animals are innocent and like they don't know what they're doing, and humans have like that sense of, oh, I'm going here and I know what I'm doing. I'm doing this. It could be dangerous. But like dogs are just like, I want to go protect my people, and they don't know what they're doing.
I want to go bark at this light, this egg thing.
I'm gonna yell at the gas, the green gas that smells like sulfur.
Yeah, yell at
it. Yell at it. So when the police arrived, the group told them what they had seen. The police exchanged quizzical glances and eventually went into the woods to investigate themselves. They returned only about 30 minutes later, stating that there was no trace of the vessel, creature, or even the green mist. So it didn't even smell like sulfur anymore, so everything was just gone. Word soon spread throughout the small town, and people went out looking on their own to investigate. Besides some indents in the dirt and some freshly broken foliage, no physical evidence of the creature was ever found.
Hey, would you go looking for this thing?
I think in the daylight, I would probably, like, if I had, like, a couple people with me, I would probably go see what was going on. I'm like that white girl in a horror movie where I'm just like, I'm gonna go see what this monster does. I could bring a bat with like a bunch of nails in it. Or you gonna see what
wow, you're gonna go full Nancy from Stranger Things.
Well, heck yeah.
All right. Badass Nancy. Okay.
Yep. So as the story kept spreading, various news outlets latched onto it. Miss May and Lemon were asked to do a TV interview for CBS. Several other witnesses came forward to add their stories also around this time.
Yes, so Lemon, tell us how you ran away and you ditched the children and the lady. You abandoned them. You sprinted away. You dropped your flashlight in the dark and you just left them hanging there with this thing.
Yeah, yep. He's a brave man. And there is also, like, if you want to Google Kathleen May and Lemon, they actually have a picture of them. They had like a sketch artist sketch what they saw, so there is like a picture of them holding this sketch.
Okay, in your presentation you have a photo of what looks to be a model of this thing, like a 3D model representation.
Yeah, it's like a little plastic toy, yeah.
Yeah, the little plastic toy. It looks kind of like a Christmas monster, like a Christmas creature.
It does. It very much does. The red and the green.
I think Hallmark should make a movie about this, like a Christmas movie.
Oh no, the curse of the monster, the Flatwoods monster.
Wouldn't be that. It would be like two people. It'd be like a lady journalist comes to the Flatwoods, Braxton County, whatever, look for more evidence of this monster, and she meets this gruffled, widowed man that owns the local bed and breakfast, and they fall in love, and they have to find this
monster to
save Christmas.
I might watch it if they do what about
you would watch it. You would watch it.
I probably would.
You would watch it.
I usually don't like Hallmark movies because they're so predictable, but I would watch that one.
You would watch it, and you would love it as they kissed and held hands as the green mist came up.
The sulfur smell.
This fart-smelling mist as they shared their first kiss.
No, in this movie it smells like cinnamon. Oh man, okay, now we get into the other sightings of the monster. So, reportedly several weeks before the Mays sighting of the Flatwoods monster, a young girl by the name of Audra Harper and her friend took a shortcut home through the woods to get to a nearby store. There were two different tellings of this account that I found. So, like, I read a few different articles and I listened to like a video, and there's a couple different ways this encounter played out, so I don't know which one is true, if this is just like all made up just to get some attention. But the first account that I found was, it was said that the sky suddenly gained an eerie red glow as they're like out in the woods going to the store. They saw an orb-like vessel on top of the nearby hill that was emanating a strange red glow. They heard something move behind them. When they turned around, they saw a very tall, thin, shadowy figure coming out of the tree line. The two girls ran as fast as they could home, telling their parents what they had seen. And then the second version was about a half a mile into their trip, they noticed a ball of fire on one of the hills that they were passing. Harper didn't think much of it, assuming that one of her neighbors was, quote, fox chasing. When she glanced back, she saw that the fire had vanished, and that in its place stood a tall, dark silhouette of a man-shaped figure. Terrified, Harper and her friend ran, escaping among the rocks and boulders strewn along the hillside. So it's either they saw, like, the ship, basically what the maze saw, or they saw a fire and then, like, the creature was, like, there.
Interesting. Which one do you believe?
So the second version is the one that I had in the original podcast that we did.
Uh-huh.
So that's, like, the older one. This newer one, I feel like it makes more sense for, like, the first option, like, based off, like, what the maze saw. 'Cause the maze saw the egg-shaped vessel, or the orb-shaped vessel, and then the creature. I don't know, that one fits more with the maze, like, hand-in-hand account, but it also, like, it could have been a thing where, like, they heard the maze story and were like, "That's exactly what I saw," and just kinda went off that. That's
Right.
why I'm, like, not as trusting of that one, because, like, it's a different day, and I feel like if the maze saw the thing fall, that the vessel wouldn't, like, I don't know. It doesn't really line up. It sounds too, like, made up in the first version. The one that I would see, maybe if, like, they saw this creature, would be like, "Oh, something's on fire," and then this creature just, like, appears randomly. Like, that, I don't know. It makes more sense to me, I guess, and it's not so matchy-matchy. I don't know. What do you think?
I think I agree with you. You know, that
Yeah.
the definitely the second one, since you said it was the newer account, rehashing of the account, that
Mhm.
the original sighting definitely, probably what is it? Yeah, whatever. The one that their little girls, definitely the second one.
Where it's not as, like,
What
matchy-matchy with,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
the
yeah.
the maze saw. I don't know. It's supposed to be, like, before what the maze saw, so I don't know. It could've been, like, different creatures, it could've been the same. Maybe it was the same day and they just got the dates wrong. I don't know, there's a lot of variables, or they just made it up. It could've been just a completely made up thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
little girls lie. Let's just go with that.
just people lie. People lie all the time. Alright, so the second, sighting that we have is the Snitowski sighting. Another witness account took place after the famed May family sighting, so this is after they saw the creature. A married couple, Edith and George Snitowski, were driving home one night with their 18-month-old son along Route 4 south of Flatwoods, when all of a sudden their car engine cut out, which is never a good sign, and I hate that. Like, even reading it, it makes my, like, stomach nervous. And they slowed to a stop. Since the car refused to restart, George got out and opened up the hood. Suddenly, the car was engulfed in a bright light coming from above. As soon as the light hit, George smelled a strong scent of sulfur. A dark figure then materialized in the road ahead of him, and it began to approach him. George ran back into the car, and the couple watched in horror as the creature got closer. It came and rested its hands on the hood of their car and looked in the window at them curiously. George and Edith later described the creature to be bony and reptilian looking. Their version of the creature was also missing the iconic spade-shaped hood. So after the creature was done looking at them, it simply turned and walked away back the way it came. Soon after, the Snitowski's car turned back on and they sped off.
Hmm.
So, like, this one, I don't know. I think that they saw something, but I don't know if it's the same creature. Maybe the creature took, like, part of its armor off or something. Because, like, it still makes sense, like, if it floated towards them and it had the same smell, and, like,
And the light.
yeah, the lights, like, that all adds up. So, like, if they saw it, like, truthfully, it probably was the same thing, just, like, changed outfits or something. I don't
Yeah,
know.
maybe he just wasn't wearing his helmet that day.
Yeah, because, like, it makes sense too, like, if the original May boys saw this thing that looked, like, in a cloak that was, like, metallic looking, and then the Santowskis saw, like, a reptilian-looking thing, like, maybe it was a reptilian creature with, like, a metal armor, and just hovering around. I don't know, but could you imagine just sitting there in pitch black, and your car's not working, and this thing sticks its hands on the hood and just stares at you? It
No,
just no.
I would pee my pants. I'd be
I
so
probably
scared.
would too. Yeah, that's
That's
horrifying.
really scary.
Yeah, it's horrifying. Alright, so as with most cryptids, their descriptions are often changed by different accounts. So originally, the Flatwoods monster was described as being an average human height, around 6-7 feet tall, but as its fame grew, it has grown to be between 10 and 12 feet tall. I've
That's
also heard,
ridiculous.
yeah. I also heard I saw one account that said 17 feet tall, and I'm like,
What?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
No. So the nature of the creature's features have also been disputed. The May brothers described its complexion to be metallic, almost like a guardian robot for the vessel, but they also described its arms to be animal-like and to have talons. So again, it could have, if it was real, it could have been like a creature inside a metallic suit.
That's what I think.
That's the most believable part to me.
That wants to spread Christmas cheer.
Oh, I just wanted to give you a hug. Oh, wants to give you a present.
Yeah, it wants to give you a present.
But...
It's Santa.
Oh, could you imagine if that's
What if it's Santa?
What if it is Santa?
What if that is Santa? What if he had to get rid of the reindeer and do some upgrades to,
Just floating.
Yeah, there's more kids.
How do you smell sulfur?
All the cookies and milk. He's lactose intolerant.
Oh no, Santa!
Yep,
No,
that's what
too
it
many
is.
decades.
Too much milk. Too many glasses of milk.
Oh no, I'm leaving him water or hot chocolate this year.
I'm leaving him nothing.
Oh, you don't get presents that way.
I don't have a fireplace. What is he gonna do?
He comes to the front door.
That's
what my parents
disturbing.
told me.
That's more creepy to me. I don't know why.
That is. Yeah. Yeah, I never had an actual fireplace growing up. So
Oh,
just came to
really?
the front door? No, I never did.
Okay.
We just had like a gas one.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So Santa just came through the front door for me.
Oh my god. I'm so scared.
Just came through the front door.
That'd be so scary.
Yeah.
An intruder.
Okay, so what possibilities of what it could have been?
Santa.
Kendra
It
says
was
Santa.
Santa.
It was Santa Claus.
It's Santa.
Yay. Other people think it could have been a barn owl, and I remember that a description from the first one we did. Some people believe that the creature was simply a very large barn owl.
A very big barn owl.
A very big one. That was disfigured by the light from the flashlight. And this would explain the flying and the talons. And then some people think that explains the glowing eyes too, which the eye part, maybe, but it doesn't have like beams of red light.
Yeah. The spade shape, I guess. If it's like the great horn, what owl is it where they have that kind of cool shaped head?
I think it is a great horned owl. I think so.
Yeah, the great horned owl. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it's a stretch,
Maybe there's some leaves behind it. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe there's some leaves.
It's dark out. You got a flashlight.
Really big owl.
Really big owl. Doesn't explain the metal skirt or anything, but Some other people think it could have been spies. So at the time of the Flatwoods monster sighting, America was in high alert of Soviet spies and other military attacks since we were amidst the Cold War. So it's possible that if the group did see something, even an owl, it could have set their imaginations off with fear. So they could have seen something weird and then their brain just filled in the weird, it has a metal skirt and all these scary details.
It's the Russians spying on us in West Virginia because there's so many political and government secrets here.
Just
that the Russians want to see and uncover.
That's why Moth Man's there too, and Bigfoot.
Bigfoot's not in West Virginia.
I'm sure that he's in Cedar West.
I don't think we have ever. No, Santa's in West Virginia.
Yeah, Santa's everywhere. Santa's great. Okay, let me Google. We have a Bigfoot museum in West Virginia.
I'm pretty sure, most states might, right?
Okay, so this is from Braxton's official website. There have been Bigfoot sightings all over Braxton County.
Okay.
So, I mean,
it could be Bigfoot.
It could be Bigfoot with a metal skirt and flies. So another theory is that it was a government cover-up. So some people believe that the US government was trying to cover up the sighting. Several years after the incident, a National Guard officer, Captain Dale Levitt, said that he and his team were dispatched to the forests around Flatwoods not long after the event. They had found and seized metal fragments and an oily residue that was discovered nearby. They then sent everything to Washington, D.C. for analysis. Around this time, there was a much higher rate of UFO sightings along the US East Coast. This resulted in a loss of a military interceptor aircraft. This aircraft, a F-94, had taken off from its home base in Tampa, Florida. This was around the same time when the May brothers saw the craft. So the pilot of the F-94 was ordered to follow a route as part of an increased defense strategy that was generated from higher UFO sightings, which also probably could have been the heightened awareness of the Cold War and stuff. Not long after the craft was reported in its patrol area, it disappeared from radar screens. This prompted an unsuccessful search and rescue mission. In the following years, all record of the missing aircraft and its crew were quietly removed from the U.S. Air Force records. Some believe that the Flatwoods Monster was a missing aircraft and its crew, and some people believe that the missing craft met its fate while intercepting an unknown vessel. So some people think like it was a cruise ship that the boys saw that day, and some people think that maybe it shot down the ship with the creature inside it, and then just went missing on its own. So the Flatwoods Monster has not been seen again after these few sightings in 1952. That being said, Braxton in the Flatwoods, West Virginia area is still wildly known for the Flatwoods Monster, and it boasts it proudly like many other small towns associated with cryptid sightings. So next time you're in the area, feel free to stop by and visit, and maybe pick up your own piece of the Flatwoods Monster history.
I like that every cryptid town has the statue where you could take your photo with it.
Oh, you have to.
Yeah,
It's
you
a
have to.
tradition.
You have to.
It's like it's always a small town.
Yep.
You always got your little statues. This
Yep.
one, Flatwoods has a chair to look like the Flatwoods Monster. You can go sit on its lap and take
Like
a picture.
Santa. Like Santa.
Confirmed. It's Santa.
Confirmed. It's Santa.
There should have been a Christmas episode. Dang it.
Oh my
Oh,
darn.
well.
It's Spooktober instead. Oh well.
Heck yeah. But yeah, they have like their own little visitor center with a whole museum for the Flatwoods Monster. So
Like all small towns that have a cryptid do, right?
yeah, yep, they do.
Mhm.
Like Mothman.
Yep. Like what's the Wisconsin capybara thing? Which one is that?
The
It's not
hodag?
the yes, the hodag. Sorry,
It's
yep.
not a capybara.
But you know, it was like a pig thing, right? It's like a pig dragon or something like
It's,
that.
what was it? It was like a bunch of random animals pushed together, and it ate only white bulldogs.
Yeah,
But it was a hoax. Complete
It's a hodag.
hoax. A hodag. Yeah, it's
hodag.
great. A hodag. It's
The
terrifying to
hodag
look
and a
at.
hoedown.
We should take a trip out to West Virginia and just like tour all these tiny like dead spots. You don't want to?
No, ma'am.
Why?
Because I have I have very limited vacation days,
Same.
and I am going to go on a beach. So unless there is the Flatwood Monster on a beach,
Ooh, beach cryptids. That's
If there
gonna
was a-
be
cryptid, yep, I will do that, and then you can go run around with a metal detector or binoculars and do that. I'll
That
be
sounds like a-
there,
that sounds like a perfect vacation to
and
me.
I will be there on a beach.
That sounds fantastic. I'm gonna Google. Okay, so there is a whole thing on Cryptid Wiki of oceanic cryptids. So if you want to, you want to go look at the fur-bearing trout.
Why? Why does that sound really familiar?
I don't know, or the Ninjin. You can go find Ninjin.
What's that?
I think it's Japanese.
Is that a
Yup.
ninja?
So a Ninjin is, so this is according to cryptids.fandom.com. So over the last 2 years, rumors have circulated in Japan about the existence of an Arctic humanoid life form inhabiting the icy waters of the Antarctic. Reportedly observed on multiple occasions by crew members of the government-operated whale research ships, the so-called Ninjins, meaning human, are said to be completely white in color with an estimated length of 20 to 30 meters.
Ah,
Eyewitnesses describe them as having a human-like shape, often with legs, arms, and even 5-fingered hands. Sometimes they're described as having fins or a large mermaid-like tail instead of legs, or even tentacles. The only visible or identifiable facial features are the eyes and mouth. So according to one account, crew members on a deck observed that they initially thought was a foreign submarine in the distance. When they approached, however, it became clear from the irregular shape of the thing that it was not man-made, and it was alive. The creature quickly disappeared underwater.
okay,
basically,
that
they're like-
sounds so terrifying. That sounds 1,000 times like more terrifying than like Little Mermaid.
Yeah, mermaids are terrifying. Like actual, like if you look up like actual mermaid lore, they're terrifying.
I know. They're not like Ariel.
No. But yeah, like 20 to 30 meters, it's like 60 to 90 feet.
That's nasty.
That's insane. And they're like human?
Not a fan. Not a fan.
And I'm gonna Google what they look like again. Cause like I can, on this website, it's just like a blurry white blob in water, but I'm pretty sure they have like creepy mouths.
Like, what are those lampreys? Do you know what a lamprey is?
Yeah, they'll creep me out too.
Those are freaky.
Yeah, it's just like a giant mouth.
Nope.
Yeah.
We could do that for the next Spooktober.
Ninjins? Well, I just kind of read it. So.
Oh, yeah. There you go. There you go, folks. You just got 2 episodes in one.
Heck yeah. It says that Ninjin sightings seem to occur most frequently at night, making them all the more difficult to photograph. In still images, the sea cryptids mostly just look like ice, though it is said that their smooth, human-like skin can be seen when the photographs are enlarged. In any case, no convincing photographs have ever been made public, either because they do not exist, or because, as some argue, the government does not want to invite some undue scrutiny and tarnish the scientific reputation of the whale research program.
I like the first explanation. It's like, simply because they do not exist.
It's not a thing.
It's not a thing. Don't make it a thing. Stop making it. Stop trying to make it a thing.
Oh man. But yeah, should Google images. They'll give you some good nightmare fuel. It's great.
No,
30 feet of a white blob, human-like thing with a giant mouth. Does the ocean scare you? The ocean scares me.
Like, what? Okay, this is water. Like, freaked me out like a bit. Like, didn't freak me out, but it was like scary, intimidating, I guess. And then Mr. Kendra and I went to Hawaii, and we went to the southernmost part of the United States on the Big Island.
Okay.
And the way, like, how we went down, there was like the cliffside, and we made our way down to like the bottom of the cliff sort of area, and there was all this just like mounds and mounds of coral. And I have no idea how tall these waves were. Huge waves.
Mm-hmm.
And they just would come crashing down. That was scary. That freaked me out.
Mm-hmm.
And like what else? And Hawaii has a lot of water, like it's like this cave, like these cavern areas where the water will fill up almost like the top, and then it will just suck down like super quickly.
Ugh.
It's terrifying. It's like 30 feet. It sucks down the water, and then it'll fill it back up immediately, and then suck it back down. So seeing stuff like that made me really like respect the ocean, and it freaks me out on like a whole nother level.
Yeah, like that. Yeah.
And also I've seen videos of people on commercial fishing boats when they're in the middle of the ocean and there's no land at all in sight, and the waves that these guys have to like take on. Crazy.
It's just a lot of power.
They look like 80-foot waves. I have no idea how big they are, but these things just engulf like the fronts of the ships, and like the shipping containers are like moving around and fly off. And yeah, water is like you said, insane, just powerful, creepy. I hate it. It's so scary. The ocean is so scary.
Like, I'm fascinated with it, especially like the deep, because like we don't know what's underneath the ocean. Like,
No.
we don't know what's down there. So like that part fascinates me. But I don't like being, like you said, like the waves freak me out, and like the depth of it freaks me out. So I don't know. Not booking a cruise anytime soon. So
no.
Oh,
I'd
man.
go. Yeah. Would you go on a cruise? Like, would you say, yeah, I would?
If we were pretty close to shore, or like a river cruise, I think I would do that.
See, I agree with you. The river cruise, like in Europe.
Well, that would be cool. I want to do
Germany, like the Germany, and I think Norway does like river cruises too. Like Germany, go up the Danube, and there's all those, vineyards, and they've got the castles and the mountains and sound of music. The hills are alive.
Yep. Yeah, I want to do that. I think that'd be fun. But
I
like
would
through
do
the
that.
ocean.
Yeah. I don't think I'm not a Carnival cruise gal. I don't think I am.
Yeah.
It sounds not my cup of tea.
Nope.
I don't I don't care that there's like a racetrack and 5 movie theaters and like a golf course and a water park on this boat with like 20 buffet lines. Like, I don't care.
Gosh.
I don't care. I don't care.
I'd rather go like just to Europe somewhere to tour castles. Just like strictly just
That
go
would be
on
fun.
tours. I want to do that so bad.
Do you ever look like at Castle Realty?
No, I haven't done that.
So
I
you
should.
should. It's a lot of fun.
Okay.
And you can, you could buy a castle in France for little to nothing.
Might
As
do that.
long as there's this one, I can't pronounce it. Don't make me pronounce it.
No, you're fine.
But there's this really cool one in France that they're selling right now for basically nothing, but you have to fix it up or attempt to fix it up, or it's basically ruins.
Oh, okay.
But like, it's fun to,
To dream about
to
it.
dream about it.
Yeah, I've seen like TikToks of people over in Europe just like buying them because, like you said, yeah, like they sell them cheap, so like, they fix them up. But they're so pretty.
Be so pretty. You just get get Starlink over there. You have Wi-Fi, you have everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get to walk down to the village and be like, "Hi," on your high horse. Be like, "Hi."
I live in that castle
Live
over
in
there.
that castle over there.
Oh, that'd be perfect. I love it. Future plans. All right, Wanderers. So some resources that I had for this podcast were, of course, Wikipedia, the BraxtonWestVirginia.org site, History.com, and WestVirginiaEncyclopedia.org. And I also watched a video from Bedtime Stories on YouTube that I'll leave a link to down in the description below if you guys want to check it out. Thank you so much for listening, Wanderers. For another Foolish Wonders podcast, Spooktober 2024. I don't know, I kind of messed up that outro because I forgot.
That's okay.
I got like off my track. But
That's fine. You're dreaming about castles. And
I
see,
Yeah.
right as soon as this episode's done, she's gonna go Google. She'll be like, "Castles in Scotland for sale."
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Oh, do you love it how they redo? Okay, I don't know how to. I can't speak today because it's Sunday, but they take the ruins of the castle, right, with the stone ruins, and there's like archways, and some people will not redo it, but they'll keep that, but they'll put like steel and glass to meet it. You know what
That's
I mean?
what I would do. That's my
Isn't
style
that cool?
right there. That's my favorite style right there. I'd do
Isn't that neat? Yeah.
Yep. I'm gonna have like my fairy tale house out there.
See, she's gonna plan this right now.
I honestly might.
A week from now, she'll call me. She'll be like,
send you
"I'm in
TikToks
Scotland."
strictly.
She's like, "I'm in Scotland." I'm like, "Where are you?" She's like, "I'm in a tent." "Where?" "In my castle's foyer." Like, "What do you mean a castle?" "I bought it for £2."
Heck yeah.
I'm
Like,
a
I'm
laird.
strictly-
A laird.
A what?
I'm a laird.
Laird?
Yeah, that's the Scottish lord. I'm a laird.
Maybe, yeah. Just
Yeah.
bring Ray out there with me. We're just
Yeah.
gonna have a jolly time building up a castle,
Building up
making
a castle.
YouTube videos,
Yep.
TikToks.
You might have to live in a tent for a while, but that's okay.
It's gonna get cold pretty soon.
I mean, you better hustle
I got 2 weeks to build me a castle.
to build you a castle.
Oh man. Alright, Wanderers, thank you so much for listening to another Foolish Wanderers podcast. We hope you enjoyed. If you have any other suggestions for future podcasts, please feel free to email us at fwplisteners@gmail.com.
And as always, new episodes of the FWP are released to wherever you get your podcasts from, including this place that you are listening to right now.
Alright, Wanderers, thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you guys next time.
Cue the Spooktober music.